I'm 99 years old, and one truth has never changed. The biggest parenting mistakes aren't made from cruelty, they're made from love. And every parent dreams of giving their child a better life than they had. They work long hours, sacrifice their comfort, and worry endlessly about their children's future. But parenting isn't only about providing food, education, or shelter. It's about creating memories, building trust. The surprising truth is that children rarely remember the expensive gifts or perfect vacations. They remember how safe they felt when they cried, how important they felt when they spoke, and how loved they felt during ordinary moments. Unfortunately, many parents unintentionally hurt the people they love most, not because they don't care, but because they repeat habits they learned growing up. Those habits slowly become normal until no one notices the damage. Our first mistake seems kind, but it quietly steals something every child desperately needs. Watching a child struggle is painful. Every parent's instinct is to step in immediately to tie the shoe, finish the homework, settle every argument, or protect them from every disappointment. It feels like love, but constant rescuing sends a dangerous message: you can't do this without me. Children don't build confidence by avoiding challenges. They build confidence by facing and making mistakes and discovering that they can recover. Every scraped knee teaches resilience. Every failed test teaches preparation. Every disagreement teaches communication. When parents remove every obstacle, they also remove every opportunity for growth. Life will never be free of challenges, and children who never learn to solve problems while they're young often struggle with independence as adults. The greatest gift a parent can give isn't a life without failure. It's the belief that their child is capable of overcoming it. The next mistake is even more common because many parents believe it creates respect. In reality, it often creates fear. A child may obey because they're afraid of punishment, but fear is not the same as respect. Respect grows through understanding, patience, and trust. And once trust is broken, rebuilding it can take years. In the next lesson, we'll explore how one parenting habit can silently damage the bond between parent and child without anyone noticing. I'm 99 years old, and I've learned this. Fear controls a child for a moment, but love and trust shape them for life. Many parents believe that if their children are afraid to answer back, they are being respectful. But silence doesn't always mean respect, it often means fear. A child who is afraid of making mistakes may stop asking questions. A teenager who fears punishment may begin hiding the truth instead of sharing. Over time, fear builds invisible walls inside a family. Children may obey when they're young, but as they grow older, those walls become emotional distance. They stop sharing their dreams, worries, and struggles because they expect criticism instead of understanding. True respect is never forced. It grows when children know they can speak honestly, admit mistakes, and still feel loved. The strongest families aren't the ones where children stay silent. They're the ones where every voice is heard with patience and kindness. The next mistake is so common that it happens in homes every single day, often with just one sentence. Why can't you be more like your brother? Look how well your cousin is doing. The neighbor's daughter gets better grades than you. These words may seem harmless, but to a child they can feel like a message that says, you are not enough. Comparison doesn't inspire confidence. It quietly, instead of encouraging growth, it creates jealousy, insecurity, and self-doubt. Every child is born with different strengths, talents, and dreams. One may shine in school, another in art, another in kindness, leadership, or creativity. When parents compare children to others, they teach them to measure their worth against someone else's success instead of discovering their own unique gifts. A flower doesn't bloom faster because it's compared to another flower. It blooms when it's given sunlight, water, and time. Now comes a mistake that many adults think shows strength, but admitting it may be one of the strongest lessons a parent can ever teach. They get tired, overwhelmed, and sometimes say things they don't mean. But many believe that apologizing will weaken their authority. In reality, the opposite is true. When a parent sincerely says, "I'm sorry," they teach humility, honesty, and accountability. They show their child that making mistakes doesn't make someone weak, it makes them human. Children learn far more from what parents model than from what they preach. A simple apology can heal hurt feelings, rebuild trust, and remind a child that love is stronger than pride. Sometimes the most powerful words a child will ever hear are not "because I said so," but "I was wrong." I'm 99 years old, and I've learned this. The happiest children aren't the richest. They're the ones who feel seen, heard. Children experience emotions just as deeply as adults, even if the reasons seem small to us. A broken toy, losing a game, being left out at school, or having an argument with a friend can feel like the end of the world to them. When parents respond with phrases like, "Stop crying, it's not a big deal," or "You're too sensitive," children don't stop feeling those emotions. Instead, they learn to hide them. Over time, they may begin believing that their feelings don't matter or that expressing emotions is a sign of weakness. But when a parent kneels down, listens without interrupting, and says, "I understand why you're upset," something powerful happens. The child feels safe, valued, and accepted. That simple moment teaches emotional strength far better than criticism ever could. Children who feel understood grow into adults who understand themselves and others. The next mistake is easy to make in a busy world because many parents believe they're showing love through hard work. Parents work tirelessly to give their children a better future. They work overtime, pay the bills, save for education, and sacrifice their own dreams. These are incredible acts of love. But children often don't understand sacrifices they cannot see. What they remember are the moments shared together, the bedtime story, the family dinner, the conversation during a walk, the laughter while baking cookies. Years later, they rarely remember how much money was spent on them. They remember how much time was spent with them. Even 15 minutes of undivided attention can leave a deeper mark than the most expensive gift. A child's heart doesn't keep track of paychecks. It keeps track of presence. Sometimes the greatest gift a parent can give is simply putting the phone away, sitting beside their child and saying, "Tell me about your day." Now comes a mistake that's becoming more common than ever before. It doesn't happen because parents don't care. It happens because many parents are in the same room as their children, yet their attention is somewhere else. A phone screen, work emails, endless notifications, or daily stress can quietly steal the moments that matter most. A child may ask, "Can you watch this?" or "Can we play together?" only to hear, "Just give me 5 minutes." Sometimes those 5 minutes become hours. Children don't expect perfection. They simply want to know that for a little while they are more important than everything else. Eye contact, laughter, shared conversations, and genuine attention create memories that last far longer than any message on a screen. One day, children stop asking for your attention, not because they no longer need it, but because they've learned not to expect it. Before that day comes, choose connection whenever you can. Those ordinary moments often become the memories they treasure for the rest of their lives. I've lived nearly a century, and one truth has never changed. Children don't remember every rule you made. They remember how you made them feel. Listening is far more than hearing words. It means putting down distractions, making eye contact, asking thoughtful questions, and allowing silence without rushing to give advice. Sometimes children don't need immediate solutions. They simply need someone to understand them. When parents consistently listen with patience, children learn that home is a safe place where they can always return, no matter how difficult life becomes. Years from now, they may forget the advice you gave, but they'll never forget how it felt to know someone truly listened.
Hi.
Many parents love their children more than words could ever express. They work tirelessly, sacrifice endlessly, and would do anything to protect them. But love that is only felt inside the heart isn't always understood by the child. Never assume they already know. Tell them you love them, not only after they succeed, but after they fail. Hug them when they're confident, but especially when they're afraid. Celebrate who they are, not only what they achieve. Remind them that their value is not measured by grades, trophies, money, or success. It is measured by the simple truth that they are loved exactly as they are. One day your child will no longer reach for your hand as you cross the street. One day you'll carry them for the last time without realizing it's the last time. One day bedtime stories will become memories, toys will be replaced by responsibilities, and the house that once echoed with laughter may become quiet. Life doesn't announce these moments, they simply pass. So don't wait for birthdays to say, "I'm proud of you." Don't wait for holidays to spend time together. Don't wait until they're grown to tell them how much they mean to you. The greatest inheritance you can leave your children isn't money, a house, or a successful career. It's the certainty that throughout their lives, they never had to question your love. The next mistake doesn't involve speaking too much. It comes from not listening enough. As the music gently rises, we see a montage of everyday family moments. A father tying his son's shoes, a mother laughing with her daughter while baking cookies, grandparents embracing their grandchildren, a family walking hand in hand beneath a glowing sunset. The screen slowly fades to childhood photographs, then to an elderly parent smiling as their grown child hugs them tightly. The final words appear on screen. Children won't remember everything you gave them, but they will always remember how deeply you loved them.